All right, welcome back to episode 3 of the Halfway Famous Productions podcast. Today we watched the episode The Band, which is the closest we've done to a musical yet.
So far.
Now, I think this is the first video that Troy watched and he commented on.
Yeah. Well, you would know, yes.
Yes. We talked about it. His comment is something that I noticed a lot in this video was just the length. This video does run long, especially the interviews.
Yeah, I agree.
That being said, I love this video.
Why so?
Because I think it's my most genius idea and plan, and I get very upset that it's not recognized at being the genius that it is.
But why is it so genius, dude?
Because it's a great idea.
Okay, but like, what makes it so great? What makes it so unique? At the time, I thought this is just like The Office, but with like bad musician artists who think they're great.
Yeah, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's Charles Tiller. Yeah. I know Mr. Famous. But I mean, I'm very humble. You know, I think in my own opinion, I think I'm humble.
I really love this video. The biggest problem, and I think the one thing I think is holding it back from like rewatchability or just holding up through time is just how long the interviews are.
Mm-hmm.
And then sure, the awkwardness of like the camera angles and like the quality of it can be chalked up to like the documentary style of it, but I do wish we had like fine-tuned a couple of some of the dialogue in it, but this was entirely improvised from beginning to end.
Yeah, so like, yeah, that's it. That was one thing I was gonna ask. Was the whole bit about you, and like the way that you pronounce Illinois, like was that whole thing from beginning to end just like improvised?
Completely improvised.
Oh wow, okay.
No, yeah, I mispronounced Illinois as Illinois, and Jack picked up on it and just ran with it and did that little bit.
Yeah, no, it's a silent S.
Illinois, yeah?
Illinois.
Are you making fun of my accent?
No, I just think because you're British, like, you know, it's just different languages.
And the biggest problem with the improvisation of it, and like us not, we could have cut it any time and just gone from a different angle and did it, right?
Yeah.
I think, but I wanted to do it all in one take. And so we shot that intro scene probably 30, 40 times.
I believe that.
Because like the first take was just me trying to improvise something that was funny, and then the other takes were just about like finding what's funny and then getting it down, and then once we got my part down and we turned the camera to Jack. I remember the lighting was awful, and like the lamp that we used was like in the way, and it was lighting everything wrong. I think it showed your reflection like a ton. And then we moved it more. We moved it in front of me, and I was walking back and forth behind it, and that just looked awful on camera. Mm-hmm. So then we moved it again. We honestly should have just gotten rid of the lamp and then backlit it behind the camera. So then that way it lit the room better. But I mean, we weren't thinking about lighting still. We were just like, oh, it's showing it wrong on camera, so let's just move it. And we didn't really think about the actual lighting of the episode or anything like that.
All stuff I still don't remember, but okay. But yes,
I think the main thing that we thought was the funniest was the stupid e-cigarette. Like, we wanted to start real douchey and like get that like douche energy going.
Not that everybody that smokes an e-cigarette is a douche.
Yeah, you are.
Well, all right.
Be a real man and smoke a real cigarette and get real cancer. Okay, come on.
I mean, I think they can still give you cancer, dude.
Yeah, I think they do give you cancer.
You can still get cancer.
You're just in a much douchey way, though. You got douchey cancer. Don't smoke cigarettes. Cigarettes are bad for you.
But they smell good. we had.
They don't smoke it.
They do.
They don't smoke it.
No, not lit cigarettes. I'm not talking about cigarette smoke. I'm talking about unlit cigarettes. If you ever just smell like the tobacco in it, it actually smells quite nice. I think it's got like a real kind of peppery smell to it.
I don't think so, dude.
I do think so.
I don't think
it's
so.
kind of like a chili powder almost, and I'm Mexican, so I like that. You know, but yeah, but yes,
I'm sure there's other people who like chili powder who aren't Mexican.
I know, but I'm just saying
It's a little racist to say that. Dude.
It's not racist at all. It's just a characteristic of my upbringing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's how I feel about cigarettes and chili powder. And my identity.
Very wrapped tightly around the chili powder.
So anyways.
Yeah, and so we the e-cigarette has there's no nicotine in there. We were using non-nicotine vape juice.
Whatever that means.
Whatever other chemicals were in there, it had no nicotine in it.
Well, that's good.
And so we had one cotton mouthpiece. So like inside, there's like a little like cotton swab almost.
I remember that.
Right? And
that was what, the filter? The filter?
No. What that did is you put the juice on that cotton swab. Oh, really? And then when it burned, it released that flavor into your mouth.
So it's burning the cotton swab?
Not burning as much as heating it up like a steamer.
Okay, so like the liquid just is retained on the cotton swab fabric, and then the steam, it gets vaporized to steam, and that's what you inhale?
Yeah, you're inhaling the steam, the vapor.
Okay, that makes sense.
A vape pen because it's vapor.
Right.
Ish. Well, it's not really vapor. It is steam because vapor is, you can't see it, right?
I don't know. What's the difference? Right. And I was a science teacher. What is the difference?
Okay, so when you're boiling water, right? Well, you have the water vapor turn into steam, and the steam, right? Because the vapor is the gas, isn't it? Isn't the water vapor the gas? So it goes from.
But so is steam.
Well, you're right. Steam is gas.
Yeah.
Are they the same thing?
I don't know. Because, look it up.
All right.
I think you're right, actually, because the vapor is the layer, right? The little layer that's boiling. And because the water blinds the water, it's always hot, and then it's turning gas, and that gas is rising and cooling off. And then,
Wait, so water vapor, the gas is water. It's water from hydrogen. Okay, so what's steam?
Why just Google vapor versus steam?
Okay, water vapor versus
Maybe steam is water.
Water vapor is water that has more gas vibration, so it's like turning steam.
No, just do vapor versus steam.
Okay. Water vapor is water gas where one molecule in the air separates from each other. Steam is what you see above inhale. Steam is hot. Water is also steam.
Okay, so it's like basically.
So vapor is good for solid gas state. Well, steam is extremely solid gas state. Okay. So in the bottom gas, the bottom is vapor. And the top is steam. That's vapor. Okay.
So also wants something.
Yes. Okay. Now that we've cleared that up, you're inhaling the steam.
Yeah.
Or vapor.
Yeah. Probably, yeah. Probably a vapor.
Well, because it vaporizes, so that's how it got its name.
Right.
So it is vapor. Anyways, now that it's cleared up, let's start the podcast. So the first take was hilarious. We all started laughing the moment we started because like I exhaled it, like my face got covered with steam.
Yeah.
Right. It was the funniest thing we did. Mm-hmm. So we're like, okay, we're gonna do that again. But then 30 takes in,
it got weaker.
It's weaker and weaker, and so we barely get anything on that take, and like we used that take because it was the best take with my delivery of everything, and then to Jack and stuff like that. And I think we were also just getting tired.
The best all around take.
It was the best all around take, yeah.
That's
and
what
so
happens
it
sometimes.
wasn't. Some people didn't even notice that there was steam coming out of my mouth and nose.
Yeah, I barely saw it.
Yeah. Especially when you're watching on like when you're watching on your phone or your computer, you don't really see a lot of the details. But we watched it on the TV, so we could really see everything.
Well, we were also the ones making it and paying attention.
Yeah, but like I just remember like I was so irritated when I was cutting that together, and I was like, dude, if there was somehow I could merge like steam elements to it, and like I could do that. I could do that now. Yeah. I could put in.
You could have just used that one shot. And then just cut to the title card, and then cut to this next scene, like another.
But okay. Where were you when I was editing, bro?
I was probably in my room playing video games or looking up.
Sleeping. You're probably sleeping.
I was probably.
Or looking up how Life of Pi.
Yeah, looking up how they made the tiger, on Life of Pi. True story.
Just not studying or helping me edit.
No, I was not doing that.
Anyways, that's always the first thing that I think of, just like how much funnier it would have been to have just more steam.
Yeah.
But we could have charged it. We could have put more juice in it, but we didn't. Because like to me, it felt like a lot of steam, but it just wasn't coming off camera. But yeah, no. The only thing that wasn't improvised were the actual lyrics, which we wrote. I think either that morning or a couple days before.
Well, I don't know about yours. I remember you told me, because I don't think I was supposed to be in the video, and then you were like, you're going to write a rap. And then I was like, shit. And so then I locked myself in my room for like an hour, and I wrote what you guys see on and hear on screen.
Little Ducky's rap.
Little Ducky in the house! Little Ducky, drop the beat!
Do you remember how this started? How like we
the idea came about? Yeah. No. I just remember thinking this is like The Office, but with like musically aspiring dudes. But no, I don't remember.
So we started writing ideas down for sketches, and what happened was Jack was playing the piano. I was listening to him play, and I wanted to make you guys laugh, so I started improvising like stupid lyrics to it, and some of it were the ones that made it into the video. Some of them were a little bit different, and we thought it was really funny. So I was like, okay, let's do a rap, little like music video type thing. So we started writing lyrics, and you were helping me write lyrics for it. And then I told you.
I was?
Yeah. And I told you that, well, because we were supposed to be the writers of the groups, we were supposed to be writing together. And then I was basically just doing my own thing. So I was like, dude, you're going to do a rap. So you started to write a rap. And then we were literally just going to film, like, just the songs. And then I was like, well, I got to get a costume for it. So I had bought a bunch of things previously for, like, just characters. Mm-hmm. So I threw on the jacket. We donned the scarf. Jack had a guitar, so I grabbed the guitar. And then we were just like talking about what we were going to do. And then I decided just on the fly that I was going to use a British accent while we were waiting for Jack to get ready. Because Jack took forever to get ready. And so we were literally sitting there for like an hour, just like you and me talking back and forth of like, well, maybe we can do like how we're going to shoot it. And I thought the simplest way was to do it mockumentary style, because I love The Office.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite shows.
I know.
And so we're like, okay, we'll just like awkwardly stand it at me, and then I'll say something. And I was like, I'll do a British accent, because my character we had no characters in mind for this at all.
Yeah. So
I was like, okay, I'll do a British accent. Then you asked me if I could do a British accent.
Yeah. Actually, I was about to bring this up too, but go ahead.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
No, I forgot this part. I was about to comment on your British accent, but go.
So I was like, yeah, I think I can do a British accent, so you should do it. And on the fly, I just had to like throw something out there. Yeah. So I did a British accent, and it's not the one that's in the video. It was actually the one that I threw out for you. Was like actually like a really like authentic British accent, which surprised me because I'd never tried a British accent before. And it's like really good. And Jack came out ready to go, and then you came out, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a British accent. And he's like, can you do a British accent? I'm like, yeah. And I did it again, and it was really good. And
did Jack comment on how good it was too?
And I know. And Jack was like, oh, okay, like we can do this. So then he goes, what are we doing? And I was like, oh, we're just gonna do like this really like quick intro, and then we'll go into the music. And then we started, and the accent that I did was completely different. The one that's in the video was completely different than the one I demonstrated for the both of you. Mm. I couldn't get it back.
Never have?
Nope. Never was able to do that voice that I did for you guys ever.
Gone too soon.
Yeah.
Oh, hello there. I didn't see you. My name's Joel Stella.
Well, it doesn't sound like totally British. Not like to say that it's bad, because I don't think it's that bad.
It definitely changes to Australian
I mean, I don't really.
Some circumstances.
I didn't really hear the Australian, but it's not like the greatest British accent. But you use it. I mean, you use it the whole thing. I just got used to it, and I'm like, yeah, I guess I could.
Just how he sounds.
Yeah, I guess this is just how this British dude sounds. I think if you used it regularly in that same exact way, you could probably get away with it. Like people would eventually.
Yeah,
just
no.
accept
If I just kept that voice like consistently and just talked like that, I could definitely get away with it. No, I have a better British accent now.
Well, I'm just saying with that one that you did.
I have different British accents now. There's like, because in England you have different regional accents like we have in America, and so I have different ones now.
Good for you, dude.
Working on some accents.
Acting.
Yeah, learning how to act. Yeah. That's this was what, October 29th, 2014. So now we're what month is this? What year are we in? 2022. When we're
almost 8 years later.
Almost 8 years later.
Almost 8 years later.
8 years later. Some progress is nice. Yeah. To have.
This haunting melody is for you, even though you're with somebody new. Say hello to Mr. Better Than Me, even though he's like 63. That's actually really old.
I remember this was a big argument that we had, was the title of the band name.
I actually...
And you agree with this.
I have a whole issue with this.
Yeah.
I generally have issues with the way you name things, because I think they're confusing. They're like both confusing, extremely simple, and mundane, and almost repetitive in a way.
So
no offense.
No, none taken.
But yeah, like the video is called The Band, and I was like, you couldn't have generalized it any more if you wanted to. Like, what are you gonna write? Music next, like, and then the song that that we put in there is called Mr. Love Song, and I was like, why would anybody call it like Miss? I don't get it. Okay, but whatever. You go for it.
And I did, and I titled it The Band. I titled the song Mr. Love Song.
Yep.
And I titled the band's name
Halfway Famous. Yeah, again, another confusing thing. It's completely understandable, dude. How people would get confused.
I never understood the confusion here. I've never understood
You recognize the name of the whole channel's Halfway Famous Productions. Like,
correct.
That's like an umbrella term for like just the existence of the content.
Yeah.
And then naming the band Halfway Famous.
So the part of the reason why the band's name is Halfway Famous is because when I came up with the name Halfway Famous, it was for the band that I was starting.
Yeah, but how is anybody supposed to know that until this very moment? Now that you're mentioning it for people to actually be aware.
Trey knew that. Trey knew.
Okay, that's one person, dude.
And so, because the band didn't work out, I transferred Halfway Famous to the YouTube channel's name to be Halfway Famous Productions.
But the YouTube channel's name was that from the beginning, wasn't it?
It was. The band, my band that I was forming came before that.
But that was never going to be a serious thing anyway, was it?
I mean, in the dreams I had, yes. It was very serious in my dreams.
Okay, well.
In my hopes and aspirations,
okay,
I wanted to be a rock star. Sure, I didn't know how to play any instruments or sing, but I could dream about people yelling my name and then jumping out into the crowd and crowd surfing. That's something that I've been wanting to do for a while now.
Dude, I mean, no offense, not to say that you wouldn't have made it, but like, our generation, the rock bands aren't really where it's at anymore.
Yeah, I know.
It's hip hop and rap.
You don't think I could bring rock back?
You very well may be able to.
It's gonna be our next video. We're gonna do a rock video.
Well, good luck with that.
No, that's not gonna be our next video. You know how hard it is to write music.
Yes, I do. I do know how hard it is.
I haven't been able to make a serious song. I made mostly just comedic music.
Yeah.
For myself, not for really anyone.
Right.
But yeah, so anyway, that's how Halfway Famous started, and I thought that'd be kind of clever just for me and myself. And then I thought it was meta to do the band would be Halfway Famous, because I thought that was a funny name for a band because they're not famous and they think it's clever to be halfway famous. And it's presented by Halfway Famous Productions. So like to me, it was these guys being filmed by a film crew, which was us. We were the film crew, right? Filming the band Halfway Famous, which was us.
Yeah.
So I thought that was funny, and I didn't think that it would be that confusing to anyone. And it was, because everybody got really confused by it. There's also another note that Troy made. Troy did not understand it, and I tried to explain it to him, and I don't think he still gets it.
This thing that we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody got it, and nobody watched it.
I mean, I guess I get it if I start to think about it a lot, but I don't want to, and I don't think anybody else wanted to.
You watched Tenet, and then you were like, I gotta think about this movie, like, and I gotta discover it and figure it out.
No.
And that's how you are with all these movies that no one else gets, like The Lighthouse. You watch The Lighthouse, you're like, oh, I gotta watch.
You like The White House too?
I like The Lighthouse, yes, for the acting, not for the story. The story sucks. There's no story there. The filmmaker failed as the most fundamental form of storytelling. He failed at that.
Not every movie has to have a clear and concise narrative, guys.
Yeah, and how many times did you have to watch the movie?
I watched the movie. I wanted to watch the movie again because I enjoyed it the first time, even if I didn't get everything.
Because we're on their shoulders, we're higher than them, we're higher on the ladder. So I think we are better than the Beatles. We're better than the best, which makes us what? Halfway famous.
Why don't you comment down below and let us know what you thought about the name Halfway Famous for the band, and if you were confused by it, or if you got it, or if you just thought it was funny,
or if you didn't think about it at all.
You didn't think about it at all, and you're just like, this is a dumb video. Yeah. Or if you're really a fan, then comment about how this video changed your life, and how we should make another band mockumentary video. Because I have tons of scripts about the band. I've written so many scripts about this. This is my favorite.
I met a girl at the Best Buy. We started to French, but then I thought about you, and I got all depressed.
That pretty much wraps up all my thoughts on this.
All right, yeah. I probably have some. I could talk for hours about this because it's just. I love this episode.
Yeah.
I like the band. I have spent years trying to convince you and Jack to shoot another one, and you guys didn't want to. So I think we shot all the ones we were gonna shoot have been shot. So yeah. So I guess that wraps up this episode on the band. Please comment any ideas that you guys want us to talk about or want us to cover. The first episode has been posted. We saw some of the comments, and we will get to those comments in a later episode. I think we're trying to make sure each episode that we do is sort of focused, although this one probably seemed a little unfocused on some parts. But
we hit the points.
Yeah, we hit the points. So that'll do it for us, and we'll see you next week with the first episode of I.V.P.D.
Is that really what's next?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
it's a doozy.